If you want to improve yourself way faster, if you want deeper and more meaningful personal development, stop using the wrong reasons and wrong whys to motivate yourself. If you are trying to guilt yourself into doing the right thing, if you are trying to push yourself to improve and to grow, you're probably missing the point. Life is supposed to show you the lessons that you need to experience and have to learn what you need to learn. Every single day you have an opportunity to look at your cycles and your routines and your default behavior and really become aware and to realize what is happening and to ask yourself if this is truly your best. Now, I don't want you to then guilt yourself by saying, oh, this isn't my best, so I have to get better, but rather out of love and respect for your potential, not out of fear, shame, and guilt running away from who you are. It's more about awakening your best self rather than trying to get rid of this not so good version of yourself you're not happy with. Really ask yourself, what would my best self look like if I stepped into that person today? If I became that version of myself in this moment, how would I behave differently? What would I change around me in my environment? What would I shift about my current routines and patterns? And how would I carry myself around other people? Because most likely you're unconsciously choosing to continue what you're doing every single day. And without awareness and without waking up to what could be potentially better, there's no way to make a true shift. I thought when I was a teenager that depression was normal and that's how you were supposed to feel. That waking up every single day without a purpose, no meaning, no certainty, no clarity about what I wanted in my life was the way it was supposed to be, and that's just how miserable life is. But of course, that's not true at all. It all depends on your perspective and your really quite unique experience. And the moment that I became aware that this wasn't meant to be like this, all of a sudden it felt easy to be optimistic and hopeful and to really start using some positive emotions as a driving force instead of trying to make it through the day. You see, it's that promise and potential of growth that gets us excited to really put in some effort. And if you don't see the destination, if you have no clarity on who you want to become, then of course your vision is clouded and your actions will be very ineffective because you don't even know what you're doing or why you're doing it. And this is where it gets uncomfortable for a lot of people. And you have to become okay with being uncomfortable. By trying to see a vision of who you could be, you won't get the perfect answers. You won't know everything that you need to do, but it will challenge you and it will make you step up. It'll force you to examine your patterns and your behavior on a much deeper level. It'll start asking questions of what you could be doing with your time instead of what you are doing. You will start to view the people around you that maybe you love and care about in a little bit of a different light, and it might challenge some of the relationships that you have right now that aren't actually helping you become who you want to be. Now, does that mean that you have to get rid of everyone and everything that might not help you become your best self? No, but you probably will have to make some sacrifices if you want growth. But it's in that fear of trying to preserve what we have that we create a block for getting what we want. The more that you hold on to what currently is in your possession, the less room you have for something new. I remember thinking a few $1,000s in my bank account was such a big deal and I needed to protect it, so I wouldn't invest it, I would hold on to it, I would be really stingy and careful. And of course, that led to no upside in growth and just really stagnation. However, when I changed my mindset to invest in personal development, to get coaching, to join mastermind programs, to meet other like-minded people as well, of course, it opened up so many doors. And then I learned about investing, and all of a sudden I was 10xing my money and really just growing my wealth rapidly. So this applies to every area. If you're just doing the same old routines in any side of your life, then what you'll find is you'll continue to get the same results. And you know that's happening, but you still continue. This is because your brain is biased and it wants to just do as little as possible to get as much in return as it can. And of course, the uncertainty of what you might get from something you've never done before is scary, and there's a high chance that it won't work out. You'll put in effort with no reward. And your ego hates that. The fact that you might work and be deserving of a result and yet still have no yield. That's frustrating, and that causes tension. But again, that tension is an opportunity to look at yourself and see how attached you are to the outcome versus how much you really are being present and focused on the process. And this is such a large, major, and key piece of your personal growth. Just being okay with things not quite looking the way that you want them to for a while. If they're always going to look the way that you want them to, you can never be in the process of building up to that point. Because guess what? Being successful and happy and fulfilled isn't flashy. It's not having all these moments of glory or being highly stimulated and being happy all of the time. In fact, it's about learning the peaks and valleys, being okay with that there are seasons to things in life. And you can't always be in the middle of fall reaping your harvest 24/7. It's just not possible, because who's doing the planting? Who is going to be putting in that hard work for you in the spring? Who's going to sow the seed and give you the opportunity to actually have a result? If you're not okay with that waiting time, that period of silence where there's no clear outcome or result given to you, well, you've already lost. Learn to be patient with yourself and the process. Learn to raise your awareness to a higher frequency, to see yourself in third person instead of just looking out your own eyes. Start projecting into the future and ask for more from yourself, not as a desperate cry for help, but inspired and lovingly coming from the fact that you can be even better. And of course, if you want my help on this journey, if you want my support to coach you to really break through to the next level of your best version, your best self, then head over to erafael.com, and over there you can book a one-on-one call with me. We'll talk, see if we're a good fit, and if so, we can work together. I'll be coaching you every week and supporting you throughout the process. Once again, if you want to take advantage of that, just head over to erafael.com. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll catch you on the next one.